There are few issues that get a debate going quicker these days than what the role of women is and should be in our society. And the topic is hotter than ever. You might be surprised at who is weighing in now. It isn't a man's world, according to Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg, author of the book Lean In which she writes that a truly equal world would be one where women ran half of our countries and men ran half of our homes. At a time when there are only 21 women CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, these words have sparked a debate.
Now, do not leave before you leave. Do not lean back, lean in. Put your foot on that gas pedal and keep it there until the day you have to make a decision, and then make a decision.
And the conversation continues online with parenting blogs like ubmom.com, inundated with posts on equality and women in the workplace. In a discussion about Lean In, one member writes, quote, "Made me wonder how I hide my insecurities at work. I don't feel that insecure, but made me wonder if I just mask it." But not everyone wants to lean in at the office. New York Magazine and The Atlantic have highlighted that side of the debate with cover stories in the past. And this week, there's a new entry in the discussion, and it might surprise you. NBC News' own Tom Brokaw writing an essay called "Welcome to the Century of Women." He writes, as the challenges of the 21st century demand more from each of us, shouldn't we be thinking as much about how to free up more women for the common good as we do about immigration, entitlement reform, and debt reduction? And speak of the devil, here he is, Tom Brokaw, an NBC special correspondent.
Oh, we're going to call me a devil?
I know.
I
already called you an old friend, so I might as well just keep at it. Tom, it's good to see you.
Good to be here.
You say that you think the 21st century will be the century of the woman, and you cite the increasing numbers of women in law and politics at the top of business. So are we already here? Is it mission accomplished?
We have a long way to go. And I did say the entire century will be the determination of whether it becomes a century of women, which I believe that it will be. That gender, your gender, has never made as many gains in the history of mankind, and it's way overdue, frankly. In the Western world is where most of the gains are being made. There are a lot of parts of the world, obviously, where we still have a lot of work to be done. The Islamic world is a demonstration of that. In Africa, women do the heavy lifting every day, but they're not getting the recognition that they need. But there is a movement only in one direction. If you look in this country alone, Sheryl Sandberg has reactivated the debate in many ways. But we got more women on the Supreme Court than we've ever had before, more women in the United States Senate than we've ever had before. The original white boy business establishment, IBM, now run by a woman. An African-American woman runs Xerox. Half the Ivy League presidents are women. Big Ten presidents are women. Half the law school students, half the medical school students are women. And for a generation coming of age, they're not looking at that gender diversification in the same way that my generation did.
And you write in the piece a couple times that we should be thinking about freeing up women for the common good. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think that institutions have to change. I mean, you just begin with a simple idea of let's make equal pay for equal work. Also, we have to think about the ability of women to do what they want to do with their own lives, that is to have babies and still return to the workplace and not lose their place necessarily. I think corporations have to change, government has to change, because we're going to need, as I say in this essay, we're going to need everybody in the arena to get through the complicated times in which we're now living.
All right, Tom Brokaw, always good to get your perspective, sir. Thank you so much.